We'll start this thing over again. We might want to do it again without the. Hold on, everybody. Facebook has not received video signal from the source. All right, let me get the source over there. Try this again. Go ahead and go live. All right.
Okay.
And it's going to be on a different link, Albert. So we're going to have to head back over. Let's just do this. You want to do this again? We're only 20 minutes in.
Okay.
All right, let's do that.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, stick right there. We're live right now, Albert. So we're just going to, I'll cut this up after we get done. All right. So for those of you out there who are seeing us right now on Facebook Live, which we just had a little fiasco with the broadcast because we played a theme song that was put together for March to Greatness, and obviously Facebook didn't like that idea. So we're going to start over with this broadcast. Since we're only 15-20 minutes into this, I would like to make sure we do this proper and have a hard archive that we can maintain for everyone. So basically what we're going to do is this. I'm going to stop this and record in-house as well. So what we're going to get going here is in about 5 seconds, I'm going to restart the broadcast. So hold tight, everyone. All right, Alber, I'm going to take you off for a minute. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Leland Best coming to you from the Shiawassee River in Corunna, Michigan. And I'm going to be bringing my good friend Albert Nashon onto the broadcast again because we started this broadcast at 2 p.m. But we had a little snafu, and that was because we played some audio content for a theme song that was put together for March to Greatness. I am Leland Best. I run VCB Live, and I'm coming to you live from my studio in the Shiawassee River. We're going to head over there in just a minute because I want to take you on a little trip down to Nairobi, Kenya, Africa. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to start over in the good old US of A, where I'm broadcasting from currently. And what we're going to do is use Google Maps. We're going to head out and take a little trip over to Nairobi so that you guys can see the distance away from where he is to where we are now. So let's head over to Nairobi and see where that takes us. And when we do, you'll see it spinning around. We're on the other side of the planet, over on the African continent, over toward the east coast, and this is the capital of Kenya. Now from there, if we back out a little bit, we're going to find an area just down here along this boundary line of that particular country on that continent, a huge structure that sticks out of the middle of the ground known as Mount Kilimanjaro. And Albert, who's going to be with us in just a minute, I'm going to bring him on as our awesome guest because he is coming to us live from Africa. Albert, this is me. I'm saying hello. How are you today? Let me turn on your audio. How's everything sound over there? Can you hear me?
Yes, my brother, I can hear you pretty well. And thank you so much for that amazing presentation on Google Maps, or is it Google Earth, that could be able to take us all the way from Colorado to Kenya. Amazing, right. Amazing, and happy to be here.
Well, Albert, I know we ran into a little snag there 15 minutes ago when we started this. This time we're not going to play the theme song. We're just going to talk about where we're going. If you look behind me, over my shoulder here, you see Mount Kilimanjaro with a large moon sitting on top of it. Now, how often does that moon look that big? Because you're right on the equator there, right?
Yes. Yeah, we actually ride on the either, and I know we have probably twice or thrice in a year when you can see the full moon. I can't tell you the specific seasons or times of the year, but I know we do it. But most of the time, it would be probably a crescent or half moon.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. Well, that's awesome. Now, for those of you who don't know what Mount Kilimanjaro is, it's one of the highest 7 peaks on the planet, and it doesn't quite reach Everest quality, of course, which is about 3 times the size of Kilimanjaro, but it is a very large mountain face, and the difference is it's a hikeable, climbable mountain versus something you have to rappel and rope climb and such to get to the top, correct?
Actually, very true, because like I said, Kilimanjaro is 5,895 meters. Everest is close to 9,000 meters, and then also being wherever it is, then it's so prone to a lot of snow and the avalanche. So then Kilimanjaro, yes, we could have a lot of rain, but Rarely do we have a snow cover to that capacity. But the thing is that Kilimanjaro is the highest freestanding mountain. It has a deep crater, very huge, but it's no longer an active volcano. So what it has done is that we have different climbing zones, but some which the authorities since stopped people to climb because it has steep rock. Like there's a peak called Mawenzi, which I had it in my video earlier. When we got there, we were told people no longer climb there unless you are very specialized and you can use those tools because it is all a huge rock. But on the other end, where everybody is allowed to go, like I said, Kilimanjaro has about 6 to 7 routes that people can follow from different directions. The most difficult one is called the whiskey route, and the easiest one is called the Coca-Cola route, which is Mangu. And Marangu is what within 3 to 5 days, everybody should be able to make it easy, even on a fast time. So amazing. Sorry, I lost your audio.
I'm glad you said something, Albert. I'm good. It's a good thing I told you to tell me when you missed my audio, because sometimes I shut it off so you can talk and I forget to turn it back on.
Exactly.
Now, if you're watching from Leland Best Live, we probably lost you on the last feed, and we're hoping you're back. We're going to be taking this recording and repurposing it in the end, but if you want to leave a comment, you can head over to @LelandBestLive on Facebook, and I will bring in your questions for Albert, if you'd like, on the screen like this. They will come in from Facebook, or if you use the hashtag March to Greatness over on Twitter, we'll also be able to send you on the screen. If you want to leave a quick comment, we can bring them in from Twitter as well. So keep that in mind. If you want to become part of the broadcast, join in, and we'll be happy to demonstrate. So, Albert, I'm going to take everybody over to the March to Greatness website so they can see what you guys are up to. I'm going to have you explain some of what's on the website so they know where to go, and we'll let you take it from here. That you should be able to see the screen that shows that you're raising $1 for each meter, right? Go ahead.
Exactly. So what you're actually seeing there is the 4th floor rooftop of the building where the Slum Code Hub is hosted. And that's a group of young people who come in here every other Sunday afternoon or every other day just to have a discussion. So like I said, the whole idea behind the March to Greatness campaign is to be able to raise $1 for the 5,895 meters of the Kilimanjaro. So literally, when you go to this website, you're able to sign up, create a profile. Once you create a profile, then it is able to help you fundraising, where you send people your link and they're able to send, put in their contributions in there. And so, like I said, the website that we've been using since 2018 to be able to show people, create awareness about our work, and also to be able to mobilize the resources, you see. So that's literally my profile for last year, 2018, and you can see how it goes, how you are able to donate. So we're actually now linking it up in a way that you'll be able to do all that, So thank you so much. I can see you're really getting the process very, very fast. That is how everything works on that website. Yes, so you can use PayPal and it will come straight onto us easily without any challenge.
And I noticed, Albert, that this is also connected to M-Pesa, which we're not really familiar with over here. And it sounds to me like it's somewhat of a PayPal system in Africa. Can you just confirm that that's really what that is?
Yeah, M-Pesa is actually a big thing in Kenya. Originated in Kenya about probably 12 years ago. And M-Pesa is basically, M stands for mobile, and Pesa is Kiswahili for money.
Gotcha.
So it is literally mobile money. And so what everybody does is they go to their mobile phone and they have an app that is put in there. And so what the app does is that it very easily allows you to send money from one phone number to another phone number using your SIM card. So it's basically a money transfer system that works effectively. Even people in the US, like I said the other time, there's an application that has been attached to it called Wave. wave.com. So Wave helps
Yeah.
people who are in the diaspora in other countries to send money to anybody in Africa with like an SMS within
Oh,
seconds
wow.
at a no fee at all. Yeah. So
Wow.
so money comes to your M-Pesa and then you're able to go and withdraw it. Yeah.
Well,
So
that's
if
going to
if you
work
could
out
try
pretty
it
well.
like now, that's amazing.
We need more like that around here. I mean, we use the same
Oh yeah.
principles now and then. The banking institutes are doing the same thing. So just keep in mind your money is secure on this process. It's just I noticed the website itself, March to Greatness, is not a secured HTTPS website, which we will address after the fact. But the links that they take you to for the PayPal cart or the M-Pesa cart are definitely secure links. So make sure you don't be
Yes.
confused by the website and feel that there's something going on here. This is just the way it's set up right now. So,
Thank
all
you.
right.
Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah, absolutely. Because this is one of those things where we do many of the donational campaigns like this where there's a goal and you have to reach that goal. And in order to do so, you have people donate an amount of what they think your goal is going to reach. And in this case, you've got students who want to make it to the top because that's the whole goal of this is to get past all of their other frustrations and kind of leave that all behind on this journey, right? What is the soul
Yes.
searching that gets done on this journey? What kind of context is it in when they're on the mountain?
All right. So what's happening again? Like I said, when Slackpod was started in the year 2006, our core program is our core program for 2006 was basically very simple. We were looking at how to involve and engage the community and young people to be able to build themselves locally. Why did we do
I
this? You want to say
I,
something?
I get that, but that's not really where I'm going here with this, Albert. What I want to
Okay.
find out is what the core is that's taking place when you're on that mountain and you're climbing up there with all
Okay.
these kids. What kind of ambiance? What type of atmosphere are we dealing with here? Where are you dealing with kids that are opening up to adults for the first time, or do you have kids who are still struggling with communication? Do you have kids who are just gung ho and want to run to the top? What type of atmosphere is demonstrated when you get to the mountain?
Oh, yes.
I
Oh,
want to get
sorry for
deep
that.
here.
Now I actually get you. So first of all, the people who are allowed onto Kilimanjaro, you have to be 18 years and above.
Okay.
So 18 and yeah, 18 and above, meaning you can get a passport, you can get a national ID, and you can be allowed. So the residents of East
Okay.
Africa definitely do not need a visa to be able to go in there. So I just needed to let you know that the kids we are talking about here are slightly either closer to 18 years or above 18 years. So this kind of people are a group of people that we will go up with there. For once, there are people who this is their first time experience in another country. That's number one. And number two, the first time to be able to explore the highest mountain in Africa. So definitely when they get onto that spot, then I'm sure this is going to be, let me say, overwhelming for so many of them
Oh, I'm
because
sure.
they just want to do it. They have a lot of energy, they are very psyched up. And the good thing is that the reason why we are climbing is a motivating factor because one young person says,
Oh yeah.
wow, I like doing this because I know it's impacting my life. And by raising this money and going to the top of Africa, I am impacting my peers' lives who are not able to climb with me. And so they're actually very excited to be able to go up this mountain, experience all that there is up the mountain, because remember, Kilimanjaro has almost the four types of climatic conditions. We have the
Yeah.
moorland, we have the rainforest, we have all this stuff within the same climate. So it's actually, when the weather is extreme in terms of very cold, then it's actually a very tough climb. But when there is average
Wow.
and normal, when we have sunshine, then we have a good time.
I want to share with people some
Yes.
facts that I dug up about Kilimanjaro. So maybe we can go through them and maybe you can
Mhm.
confirm since you've been there and I haven't. We want to see what some of this is about. So I'm going to
Mhm.
cover both of us up for a second.
Uh-huh. right? I don't have your audio, but I'm seeing the screen.
Okay, well, that's good to know because this is Ultimate Kilimanjaro, the #1 blog on climbing Kilimanjaro. So I apologize if I
Oh,
panned
yes.
over and you lost my voice. There's 12 interesting facts here that I wanted to cover about the mountain while we're here with you and see whether you can confirm these. We know already, as we've mentioned before, it's one of the 7 summits on this planet, which you can start with the tallest at Everest, work your way down through Kilimanjaro as the middle point there, down toward whatever that one's pronounced as down in Australia. I'm not even going to try that right now. So Kilimanjaro stands in Tanzania at 5,892 meters, which is almost halfway to Everest or more. It's actually more than halfway to Everest, isn't it? Because we're at 8848 over on Everest. So that's quite a hike. That's not your limit. Yeah, that's almost, what do we got?
True.
Times 3. That's
Very true.
That's 3 miles almost, isn't it? On the hike up.
Oh, yes, exactly.
So from there, it stands on its own. This is a point sticking up out of the ground because it came from 3 separate volcano cavities, correct? That formed one mountain. And that's one of those things that not many people realize. It is an inactive volcano. It's not dead. It just means that it's not doing anything right now. It could at any time. We don't know. But it is right on the equator.
It was more than 50 years ago.
Oh, really? It has been less than 50 or more than 50?
More than.
So
Since the last sort of like active volcano, yes.
Oh, okay. And it does say here 3 volcanic cones created it. And then we have, let's see, there's 2. Oh, it was Kibo, Moenzi, and Shira are the names of those particular volcanoes that were put together to form this mountain. Isn't dead, like we said.
So the Moenzi one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, actually, it is dead. No, I was saying that Mawenzi, if you see down there, is the one that has the rockiest part, that not any ordinary person is allowed to climb because it's actually a very, very risky climb. It needs technical expertise.
Gotcha. And that's one of those things. There's going to be like the diamond run on the snow hills. This is that diamond run that you can't do. Okay, cool. All right, let's take another.
Yes. Audio again.
It does that. It's every time I go to my desktop share, it shuts off my audio. I don't know why. Anyway, it's just a weird glitch here. Hi, little one. I got somebody I got somebody over there on camera with you. Who we got?
Yeah. This is Dr. Hanifa.
Hi, Hanifa.
I know she can't hear you because of this. Uncle is saying hi.
Yeah, you can give her one. You can let her say hi. Hello. Can you hear me? She can't hear me.
She's all sleeping. I'm going to say good night.
No, I totally get it. Hi. There, we got a hi out of her. We got a hi out of her that time. Okay. I'm going to throw a couple more up here, Albert. She's going to come in. There we go. Hi, Tanisha. Is it Tanisha? How are you?
No.
It's nice to see you again. Hanika, that's it. I always get it wrong. I'm not very good with names. I'm sorry. I'll make sure I do it right next time, okay? Are you having fun with your dad today?
Yes.
That's good. How's the weather over there? Is it sunny today? It's probably nighttime, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's dark. Are you up past your bedtime?
Shout.
Yes.
That's okay. Today is an exception, right? That's good. Okay. Well, I'm very glad you came to join us today.
It is 10:30 p.m. and Hanifa is not yet even asleep,
Oh, wow. But that's okay. She's a big girl now, right? How old is she?
Yeah.
How old are you?
She's turning 5. How are you?
4.
4 going on 5?
5. And
Your birthday's next month? Next month? Well, we're going to make sure we wish you a happy birthday then when it comes, okay? We'll do that. Well, it's great to have her here. I love it. Okay.
Yeah,
and of course, folks.
Hanifa is turning 5.
That's awesome. We have a granddaughter that's
So,
6, so she's about the same age as our granddaughter.
oh,
No,
amazing,
very cute.
amazing. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So thank you so much. Yeah. So Hanifa wanted to join us, and actually, very
Yeah.
interesting. Hanifa has climbed a mountain twice, which we
Really?
call Mount. Yeah, she's done Mount Longonot twice.
Oh
Once
my
when she
goodness.
was 22 months, and the
Yeah.
second time when she was 40 months.
I'll be
And
darned.
she's had a good time. Yes.
She's had a better experience than most people on the planet being able to climb a mountain before
Oh,
she's 10.
you can be
That's,
sure. You can be sure. And sooner or
so,
later, she'll do Kilimanjaro before you.
oh, I'm sure. That's just the way it goes sometimes. We can't help that. I'm going to just wrap up those other 5. There's 5 more. I'm
Yes.
going to go through these real quick. Number 7 on this list was that the first descent was more than a century ago. So over 100 years ago, Mount Kilimanjaro was first climbed in 1889. So now it's practically 110 years, 111 actually, by a German geologist named Hans Meyer and an
Yes.
Australian climber named Ludwig Pertscheller. And a local guide. Do you know this guy, Johanni? I'm just saying. He's
Yeah,
probably.
you had it definitely
I was just guessing.
just by name.
No. And then half the people who attempt this never make it to the top, right? That's what it says. So is that really what goes on? A lot of people just stop, turn around, and come back because it's too much.
Going up Kilimanjaro, I realize it's more of an attitude, because like we said, when you use the easiest route, then you simply walk up and down for 5 days, And the
Oh, I
only
bet.
toughest, like for me being the first time that I went there, the only tough
Mhm.
point I got was the summiting, because when you're going to the summit, from the Kibo place where you sort of like have a break or a retreat for the night,
Mhm.
you leave to go to the summit at 12 midnight. So you are summiting in the dark and with the snow, and there's altitude sickness, and it's terribly cold. That can give you a terrible feel. And so
Wow.
probably that is
Okay.
where some people manage to do their acclimatizing. But if you do the acclimatizing very well, you should go up with the very limited challenge. So for me, I did it, and we were happy with Mohammed.
Oh, I'm sure. And this is a view of Albert over near the mountain. Now, how far away from the mountain is this picture you see here on the screen, Albert? Is that like 5 miles or
Trust
10 miles yet to go to get to the mountain? How far out were you when you had
uh,
this
tr-
picture taken?
Trust me, it was still very far, because from here is where we were going to the Kibo retreat.
Okay.
When you climb using Marangu, you first of all up with the Mandara huts, and then
Hmm.
you go to from Mandara, you go to, oh God, which is the second one? I'm forgetting. Okay, the third one is Kibo. So
Okay.
Kibo is Horombo. Yes, you start with Mandara, which is about 2,000, like 2 miles, and then you go to Horombo. Horombo, then you get to Kibo. Now at Kibo is where you spend the night, and then you take off for summiting at midnight. So where I
Wow.
was and where that is still about like 2.2.5 miles or something like that,
Okay.
because now we
Okay.
walked that way to Kibo. Then from Kibo we just summit.
And the summit looks like this. So I got to say,
Oh
this is one of
yes.
those things.
Uh-huh. Your audio.
When you get to this point, what's the feeling that comes over you reaching the top of a mountain like this?
Oh man, I'm telling you, that is a feeling that because literally it was tougher. It was tougher for me the last about 3 hours than the entire 4 days that we started off.
Hmm.
Because you see, you're walking. I have double gloves literally,
Hmm.
and feel a lot of pain on my fingers, fingernails. It was
Oh, I'm
super
sure.
painful. And so
Yes.
because the air also gets a little bit very thin, then breathing becomes a challenge. So you're much more exhausted than climbing all the way. Then something
Yes.
that you're doing in the dark, and up there there's a lot of snow. So you're walking on pure snow. So we got to those points, and I was like, oh man, there's a place we get to which is called the Gilmans. And then you get to Stellar Point. So those 2 points are at the peak up there. But when you finally get to this place where you want to hug this standing poster of sorts at the peak, oh, trust me, you're just overjoyed. You're just very excited. So it's amazing. It's amazing to get it there.
I can only imagine. So someday, hopefully, I'll get over there. Now, we've
You will.
We've taken this trip over to Mount Kilimanjaro, and I'd like to at least express thanks to those who are here. If the boys are there and want to come on camera real quick, we'll bring them on, and then I'd like to talk about some of the sponsors that are playing a part in this for you and give them a little bit of credit for all the work that they've put into this as well. And we're just going to really point people over to the fact that you can find them at March to Greatness, and then that will take you over to givingaway.com, which is where you can donate if you want to donate to the Slum Code group and get them to their goal of $60,000, I believe is what you guys are earmarking for now to get everybody over there. This will give you thanks. It'll get you on the letterhead. If you spend a certain amount, you'll even get on the t-shirt, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So let's get the boys out and say hello and get a little bit of input from them to see what they've got to say. And those two gentlemen, who's there right now? Do we have Derek there now? And is Manuel showing up there or no?
Derek and Emmanuel, they are both here. So I'm going to bring on Derek now. Derek, come and sit over here and talk to Leland, and then we'll look out at some other. Let me bring Derek on board.
Sounds good. I'm just going to ask him a couple of questions, and we'll go from there. And this is, I don't have your name on here. Hey, Derek, how's it going today?
Hey, I'm fine, thank you.
All right, that's awesome. So tell me in your own words, what brought you to Slum Code and where did you find them in the first place? How did this all originate for you?
For me, Slum Code has been an amazing trip for finding it. It was actually, let me say, God's plan. I was actually at home, just chilling, doing my stuff. Then I got a call coming to see my friends. You know, there are people who I've known for a long time since I was a very young child. I think when I was 10 years old. So me coming to visit them, I got to know Slum Code, got to engage with them so that they had something to up like entrepreneurship and the youth, having the great space to make of my good skills. Like I'm an IT guy to say I'm an IT guy, so I took the space of the SLE Club to use my talent very well.
Well, that's awesome. And I really am impressed with what you guys are doing over there. I've been working with Albert to try and help him put together some live video processes that we can use so that you guys can also learn some video while you're over there. But I see you guys have put together a studio. And what are you looking, are you working with them on the studio as well? Are you looking to do some video over there at Slum Code?
Yeah, we actually have a SLE Club. We have the media department, the IT department. We actually have someone doing the videography. We actually go to see the softwares that you are using, and we're actually trying to learn them so that you can use it to our advantages on live streaming.
Well, that's awesome, because that's what we need is more people like you that are willing to take the time to learn things that aren't necessarily things everybody wants to learn. And I know for me, it was one of those adventures of discovery. It really is an adventure of discovery with some of these technical processes that are available because there's not many people teaching it. There's not a class that you can necessarily take on learning how to live stream broadcast. So we do what we can, and I'm trying to help you guys push that boundary out, and I really hope to see some of the productions you guys do in the near future. So kudos.
Yeah.
What do you like the best about where you're at here? You're excited, I'm sure, about the climb. Are you going with people you know, or are you? It sounded like you knew a few of these people. Most of these will be strangers to you, right?
Yeah, I know a number of them, and also a good number of them are strangers. But in any way, I'm still happy, so psyched up to go for the climb.
Oh, absolutely. This should be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see the recordings that you guys get at the end of the year. So that's the 15th through the 20th, correct? That this hike is taking place?
Yeah, from the from the December 7th to the 14th.
Oh, 14th. I thought it was the
Yeah,
other way.
of
Let me see.
this year.
Oh, there it is. 7th to the 12th. Yep. So it's a 5-day journey up the
Yeah.
hill. You're going to make it 5
Yeah,
days?
obviously, it's a must thing to do. I've never climbed a mountain, and I'm going to make sure that I reach to the top.
That sounds awesome, Derek. Is there anything you'd like to say to the folks out there or here in the U.S. or anywhere out there abroad how would you motivate people to take this challenge? What could you say to someone that would say you need to do this?
First of all, the focus or the aim of the climb is to fund or sustain our hub, the Slum Code Hub, of which it's an innovation hub where we support all youth with all talents. So in any climb, one should know that every meter he or she has supported a youth, and every youth is well equipped in that hub, making sure that the problems in Kenya that we face, like self-employment,
Yeah.
the bad characters that we do have, because we also shape the characters of the youth over here. So it's a lot that someone climbing a meter gets from to the youth.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us today on this broadcast and get people to better understand what this event is all about. So thanks for your time, Derek. If you want to bring Manuel out, let's get him on the camera real quick, and we'll go from there.
Okay, let me get Main on the camera.
Sounds good. Thanks a bunch. I appreciate it. And while we're getting them on over there, I'm going to head over here and share a little video of the hike from 2018. So just get Manuel on there. You guys will have audio off for a second while I play this quick video.
So it's not, you guys have succeeded. Not to the point that you wanted, but it's still a success. So don't take that away.
This is just a small video of the climb that took place in 2018. And this is Mohammed with the group. This is a gentleman from Michigan that took the last journey with them 2 years ago. He's not far from me. He's actually over in Grand Rapids. I'm here near Flint, east of Flint, or west of Flint and east of Lansing. And we're just going to show a couple minutes of this so you guys can get an idea of what this trip is. And we're going to bring Manuel up. Okay, and we're going to leave it at that before they hear the music again, because we had an issue last time with the copyright infringement, I think, with the last video. So we've got Manuel over here on the horn. Hey, buddy, how's it going today? Nice to have you here. How are you doing this evening?
Nice to be here. I am doing very well.
Tell me a little bit about yourself, Manuel. How did you arrive? This is Manuel Arvin, by the way, and I don't have titles for these guys. I apologize for not having a lower third in place. We decided to bring them on at the last minute. So how did you get involved with Slum Code, Manuel?
I actually got involved with Slum Code a long time ago when it started, actually. At the time it started, 2006. Yes, wow. Yes. So that's when I got involved in it. It was clean up when that was in our area.
So you've been working with them for 14 years. Wow, that's a long time.
Yes.
Well, that's awesome.
Yes,
so what can you? Were you? So were you part of the slum group that went up in any of these? Have you been on Mount Kilimanjaro yet?
No, I haven't been in Kilimanjaro, but this year is the year that I hope to get to the top.
Awesome. Awesome. So
Yes.
you're
But I've been
gathering the
to
donations.
desert.
So you've got to go around and gather up $1 donation for each meter of the climb. And once you get to 4,000, you're kind of covered, right? You don't have to get the full amount to participate. You just have to have a portion of it to get involved.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what you guys do this year. I'm really kind of excited. How many are going? Do you know yet? Do they have
I'm not so sure of the number.
What is it normally? Is it a
Yet.
lot?
Yeah, actually, the first year in 2018, the target number was supposed to go at 60.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yes,
Well, that could be
yes,
interesting
60
for sure.
for that.
Yeah, I don't know how you'd be able to feed all those people climbing up a mountain. What do you eat on the mountain?
It's possible.
What do they feed you while you're up there?
I'm not so sure. But they cook some local food there.
Oh, okay. All right.
Supporters local food, and they bring them with mountain.
Now, do you have to bring your own backpack and hiking materials and stuff like that, or is that stuff that's not necessary? You probably don't really need backpacks on this journey.
Yeah, you really need a backpack.
Okay.
But only the basic things that you need. Because
gotcha.
they
I wasn't-
want you to be as high as possible going up.
Okay. I wasn't sure if they had like a group of people that were carrying everything for you up from the back of the line or what was going on. So it's probably best that each of you has a burden to carry on the way up, because I think in the end that journey up and knowing that you did it, on your own with all of your stuff on you probably makes it that much more exciting, I would think. So you'll be back. Is there anything you'd like to say to the folks out there in the U.S. or anywhere abroad that are listening today? I know we had an issue with the broadcast, but we're hopefully going to get your word out to encourage people to maybe consider this event or just anything in general that could be motivational to someone out there.
It's always an encouraging thing to be able to participate in some activities there, because not many people get to begin things like.
That's true.
Many people actually let me talk about the youth, because many youth are actually in Kenya. They just want to have a good time. They don't focus on other things. Yeah, they live in the moment. So when you get to be of such a thing, it's a motivation, because you get to conquer things that you normally conquer at such an age. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
So climbing on Kilimanjaro is just start.
So it is a challenge. It's not something to be taken lightly. This isn't something that you just walk out and walk up a mountain and say, hey, I did it. This is an adventure. This is something you have to work for and work at. This isn't an easy process.
Yes.
And it's probably a little strenuous and a little nerve-wracking and all that stuff. But I think that's what builds character in people. When we have the ability to surpass those obstacles in front of us and know that they are obstacles, but know that we can overcome them, that's when we find our greatest strength. So I'm glad to see you guys are taking this journey. So, Manuel, thanks so much for your time. No, go ahead. You close out for me. What do you got?
I appreciate it.
I will be in touch with you guys. I'd love to follow up with you guys during the trip and even afterwards. So if you guys are willing to get on camera again later at the end of the year, I'd love to, let people know what that experience was like for you guys, so that they just met you both, not being on the mountain yet. We want to see what comes down from the mountain. How's that sound?
Definitely keep you updated. We definitely want to work on the camera.
Okay, sounds great, Manuel. Let's get Albert back on the camera, and we're going to ask him a few more questions, and then we're going to move ahead. So I appreciate it. All right, we got a phone call. Somebody's trying to call me here. I got to cover that up. That's California calling. All right, we're going to pass on that. We're going to wait for Albert to show back up on the scene here. I'm sure he's back in the back taking care of his granddaughter, or his daughter, I'm sorry. Let me at things. And remember, folks, we are broadcasting from Kenya, and that does make the connection a little bit difficult at times. And if the quality isn't maybe what you expected, that's just the way it goes. All right, Albert, are you back?
Yes.
All right, very cool.
Yes, I'm back. How was it to the young
Oops. I actually had the wrong name there. Look at that. I had them all set up to go. All right. I thought that was awesome. Those guys were fantastic. They've definitely got a head toward getting this goal accomplished, which is cool. I think they're going to have a great time. I really can't wait to see their face when they reach the top. That's what I want to see. All right.
Most definitely.
Is there anything we've missed, Albert, that you'd like to cover before I ask you a few parting questions to wrap up this broadcast, and then we'll go from there?
Not really. I think the only okay, I'm still having a lot of echo.
Oh, I'm sorry, Albert. Why didn't you say? I hope we didn't do that with the other guy too. He was probably dealing with it too. That was from playing the video. I'm sorry.
All right. I don't know whether Main had echo, but I hope not. Oh, he's saying he did, but he didn't tell you to stop it. But anyway, that's fine. Yeah, so I think you've covered the young people. I've talked about why March to Greatness started literally. We've talked about the target of what people need to do. So I think for me now what is very, very important is just to be able to let people that the March to Greatness campaign has a mantra. And this is something that I came up with while going through the challenges, and it was basically this, that we may all not climb mountains, but we all can help someone climb and conquer the mountains in their lives. You get that? So that is what has been our driving mantra, just to say that the idea of us climbing mountains is not necessarily about helping a young person somewhere, and then somewhere, a kid somewhere, to be able to conquer mountains through the Slum Code app. And so that is what drives people even to want to participate in this campaign. And so we are calling on everybody, regardless of where you are at, you can help somebody to climb and conquer the mountain, regardless of your location. By supporting this, you help so many other people to do this. So amazing, amazing, amazing.
Well, that's awesome. And I've just got a few questions for you. We're going to get a little personal here for a minute because I want the audience to also know a little bit about you, because we brought you on here to talk about this whole event that you've helped develop and put together. But we don't necessarily know a lot about Albert Nashon. So can I ask you a few personal questions before we let you go? They won't be very drastic. They're
I'm
nothing.
good, my brother. I'm good.
The way that these questions come about, these are actually going to be questions that were done by the recently deceased John Lipton. He ran the Actors, Behind the Scenes Guild of the Actors Guild, and he used to have 10 questions that he would ask everyone at the end of his interview. And in respect for him and his passing, I'm going to use those exact 10 questions on you and see how we fare, all right? They're very simple questions. The first one I should say, is, Albert, what is your favorite color?
Blue.
Blue, okay. And can I ask you why?
Blue has a lot to do with the coolness. It has a lot to do with the environment in a way, the water mass, So I like cool. So making everybody's life cool. So blue inspires me in that direction.
I love it. And that's perfect answer. We've got 9 more to go. What is your favorite word?
Wow. My favorite word is basically gratitude.
That's a good one. Gratitude is a great word, because we should all at least show some of that each day and be grateful for the things that we have. So on that same line, let's flip it over. What would be your least favorite word?
Hunger.
Ooh. That's actually, you're the first one that's ever said that. I've asked these questions of several people over the years, and you're the first one to say hunger. So I'm glad you've expressed that.
No, I say anger with an A.
Oh, anger. I thought you said hunger. I'm sorry. I thought you meant eating,
No, no,
like hunger.
Pronou-
Anger. Okay.
pronunciation, no, anger,
Yes.
anger.
All right. That's just the way I pronounce it. But yes, you're correct. And that one I have heard. That's
All right.
actually the P for a lot of people. They do not like angriness or, meanness or anything of that nature. So, all right, what turns you on? What's your favorite thing? What really turns you on? Or what activity or whatever? What turns you on?
Altruism, humanitarian activities, anything to do with helping somebody, that turns me on. I would do it anytime.
Okay. What turns you off?
Despair, whenever.
Despair. I understand.
Yes. So despair turns me off.
Yes, I think it turns everybody off. And there's a lot of that in the world right now. So it's hard sometimes to keep a smile on your face. And that's where we really have to work harder to express more love in the world and try to pull people out of that feeling that they tend to fall into. All right. Same kind of stuff. What sound or noise do you love? Like, what do you like to hear?
Thunder.
What's thunder? Ooh, that's a good one.
Thunder.
I like that.
It comes with an oomph, with a power that moves and shapes and So thunder does it for me.
Okay. And what sound or noise? What sound or noise drives you crazy? What can you not stand? Which one grates you? Like, fingernails on a chalkboard kind of thing. Which one's the worst?
From where I stay, or rather in my country, there's a lot of blaring from the public service vehicles. So they have a type
Horns.
of hooting that is. Yeah, exactly. They have a type of hooting that wakes you up at 4 a.m. and it's so rampant that you just hate it. So I hate that sound completely. The blaring of the public service vehicles. It's continuous.
Is that a fad?
And non-stop.
They just always wailing on their horns everywhere? That's
Sorry?
interesting. They're just always hitting the horns on their vehicles?
Because where I stay, that's. Oh yes, they just hit it, pop, 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 and it's like for 5 minutes continuously. Sometimes they use it to chase while they're chasing each other, And I always tell people that I remember one thing, that I went to Sweden for about 7 days in March of 2010, and one thing that I took home from there might sound silly, but I never had a car hoot once in a whole 7 days. Everybody has an easy time on the road. Nobody hooted once. Now when I'm in Nairobi and everybody hoots the whole day, it's the opposite of this.
That's funny. That's outrageous. All right, now these next two, these are the last two questions. I didn't write these, but this is one of those questions that John always asked his audience, or his guest, I should say. What is your favorite, and it's kind of a stupid question in a way, what is your favorite curse word? I mean, there's just words out there that people use all the time to express that, and I know you don't like anger, so I kind of suspect what your answer might be. But what would you say to John Lipton if he said, what is your favorite curse word?
Oh man. Do I have a favorite curse word? Okay, I don't curse personally because of our faith issues.
That's fine.
But I know definitely when somebody says shit,
Okay.
It's I don't like it. Yeah.
And I get it. That's just one of those questions that I'm doing out of respect for Mr. Lipton to show that this was a question he always asked people, and they always had a wild answer to go with it. All right.
And why would he ask that,
I have no idea, to be honest. And, I'm sorry, I was one short. I have two more to go. There's one here about professions. Okay, there's actually three, if I say this correctly. But what profession, other than what you're doing right now, would you like to try?
Wow. I'd like to be a pilot.
Really? Flying? That'd be cool.
Yes.
I'd like to fly.
Yeah, flying, yeah. I like seeing the world from the top. It's actually amazing.
That's cool. And what would you least like to do as a profession? Like sanitation officer or something like that. Is there anything you certainly wouldn't do if somebody asked you to do it?
To be a morgue attendant.
A morgue attendant. Yeah, that would suck.
Undertaker.
And I know women that do that
No.
job. That's crazy. I couldn't do it. I don't think I could either. Okay, last question, Albert. And I think I
can't stand
added one in there somewhere, but I don't know how I did it. If heaven exists, okay, I can't say one way or the other whether it does, but I'm going to ask you, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Great and faithful servant, welcome to my kingdom.
There you go. Okay, I'm glad. I'm happy for you because I'm sure he'll be happy to see you when you get there. All right. That's all I got for you, Albert. I hope and wish you the best on this adventurous event that's taking place in December. And I hope all the viewers out there who've been watching out here at Leland Best Live can help contribute to that cause. They can find you over at marchtogreatness.com or at the Slum Code group on Facebook, and we'll leave the links in the chat below. So when we're done, we'll wrap this all up. And I just want to thank you for your time coming out here, Albert. If there's anything else you'd like to say it now, and we'll close up.
No, Leland, thank you so much for what you've been able to do today. Like I said, my happiness and my joy is to know that everybody can, in a small way, contribute to realizing of the Slum Code Hub. And what you've done today is worth so much, so much. So I just wanted people to know that it might not necessarily be money, but it is about ideas, it's about prayers, it's about support, it's about this kind of collaborations. And this is what I'm talking about. That everybody in the world feels like they are connected to the young people in Kenya because of what they are doing. So thank you so much again for this, and thanks everybody out there who have been watching, who are commenting, who will even get back to us later. The campaign officially started on the 1st of March, so we'll be fundraising all the way until 1st of December in preparation to be able to go. So currently we have 3 young people who are very excited to be part of from India. We have their mentor who is from Germany. We have Mohammed who is also from the US, looking forward to this. We have an amazing lady, actually 3 amazing ladies whom I want to thank. This is Beth Peterson Williams in Charleston, South Carolina. Beth actually does remote climbs. When we are doing things here, she also registers and does her own activities in Charleston and helps us to fundraise, which is amazing. Everybody can do that. Then we have Simone Anderson and Hannah Namale in Sweden, who also are organizing some stuff out there in Sweden, and regardless of who can come to climb or not, they organize things there, and that helps us to fundraise. So there's a lot of people to really thank. Like I said, the partners. We have Ruben Baada, who is our partner in Netherlands through the United Through Sports program. We have Vicky Pole and a team with Connection Ubuntu in Pennsylvania. They donated those laptops that you see in the office and set up our computer lab. So they are looking forward to do some amazing things with us. We have Dorothy Dulo, obviously, with Rafiki Africa School, the foundation, which also runs out there in Pennsylvania. So there's a lot of people to be able to appreciate and to thank. And finally, I want to thank all the young people whom we are working with through this. It's because of them that this is coming up together. If I was doing this by myself, I wouldn't make it. So Open Truth Provers, big up. All the Slum Coders, big up again. Prince Crew Empire, thank you all so much. Leland Best, you are amazing. So I really appreciate, and finally we cannot go without thanking Army Carrier.
That's true.
That is where me and you met. And
that's right.
So because of you, this is happening. Army Carrier, thank you, and march to greatness.
Yeah, and we'll throw a little blurb in there for Amy Carrier's classroom as well, because that is where Albert and I met personally as mentors over at an international group of individuals out here on Facebook at Amy Carrier's classroom. We're out to teach business, entrepreneurship, skills set building, all that stuff that people, an uneducated or a less fortunate end of things don't have the opportunity to receive, we're out there giving it away for free. So stop by and make sure you see what Amy Carey's got going on as well. All right, Albert, I'm going to let you go so you can get to bed and do what you need to do with the family to put them to sleep tonight. I appreciate your time and patience with this broadcast that we had a little trouble with, but if we need to, we'll get the recording to you, but if we have to, we'll rework some of this, and then I would like to come back in the spring or summer to see the progress, and then as we get toward the end of the year, maybe find a way that you guys could connect with a mobile live off the mountain or something, if there's any way to do that. I don't know if that's possible, but if we can, we should go live from Mount Kilimanjaro. I think that'd be awesome. All right.
Definitely.
All right.
That is something that I think we'd want to do. So asante sana, march to greatness.
Asanta, and that's thank you. So take care, and in Hebrew that would be toda. So we'll see you next time,
Toda.
Albert. We'll see you around. Take care. You can just close that window and you'll be hanging up from my call. So we'll see you around.
All right. Bye-bye. Cheers.
We'll see you later, Albert. All right. That was Albert Nashon, the man who made it to the top. I switched screens there. I clicked on the wrong button, doggone it. We'll be editing after the fact, so this is how things work out on live broadcast. This has been Leland Best of BCB Live, coming to you from the Shiawassee River out here in Corunna, Michigan. I brought my guest Albert Nashon over from Nairobi, Kenya, Africa, to talk about the March to Greatness, which is taking place in December on, I believe, the 7th through the 12th, and then there'll be some follow-up after that at the end of the year. Go donate, help some of these kids make it to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro in December 2020. Look for us. We'll see you in the next broadcast. Take care, everybody, and have a great day.